So the reason John reached out to me when he started this process is part of my wood badge process a few years ago. I noted this, the diversity goal. I said, I'd like to see a greater integration between the scouting units in times, that I find there's a little bit of hang back at times in between these two groups. And so I noted that there's one aspect of that disconnect is communication, it's language. And so I wrote a document called the LDS-BSA LDS Dictionary. And all I noted was, hey, we have the same language for the same ideas, the same roles, but in the LDS Church we have a deep language that's been around for quite a long time that we value deeply. For example, we have things where we talk about the Aaronic priesthood, and that's the priesthood given to young men. Beginning at age 12, a young man is ordained to the office of deacon. So 12 and 13-year-olds are deacons, and then 14 to 15-year-olds are teachers, 16 to 18-year-olds are priests. And I said, that's, most people that aren't LDS wouldn't know that we had that language, and when we talk about deacons, they wouldn't know that we were talking about scouts. Right. And when we talk about teachers, we're talking about varsity scouts, and when we're talking about priests, we're talking about ventures. And I said, it's a lot like if you were requesting, a foreign language speaking troop to use only English because you'll understand it more effectively. The LDS congregation, the LDS Scouters, have a different language, and they often use that language. And some people that get into scouting quite deeply, they become bilingual.
Right.
Right. But there's others that they come into scouting a little bit and they don't have as much time to dedicate to it, and they might not become bilingual, and they sit in that scouting language, in the LDS language, pretty deeply.
Right. So you really helped to let people know that sometimes you're talking about the same things or even the same roles, but you just need to understand the language a little bit.
Yeah.
And that dictionary that Kip created is a very important part of my thesis. That's I have it as an appendix, but it's very important because as I'm discussing things within the thesis, what is that? What is this? You can actually go look and see. And Kip didn't just do language, like this is the definition of this, but he actually did some nice diagrams on the structure of the LDS stakes, or the structure of scouting districts, and so you actually could then compare the two and see where they match up, because they really do match up.